I've been around a lot of Vols, a lot of likable, affable Vols, but just sitting here watching you at Sports Treasures continue to dole out the autographs. Brew McCoy, you're about the most likable athlete I've ever seen. I don't even know what else to say. I mean, you're patient. You got up every time when somebody wanted their picture taken. By the way, I mean you got a foot that you're dealing with.
Yep.
What is it? What does it mean for you to be accepted and beloved by this community the way you are?
It means the absolute world. I mean, that's why I'm so willing to like spend my time and give back because they've poured into me, and a lot of my motivation comes from them, like wanting to get up and improve and be better and be a good representative for not only the brand of Tennessee, but also like um, I grew up a huge fan of athletes and everything growing up, so I try to give them the experience that I wanted when I would meet somebody I looked up to or admired. So that's kind of how I think. Like if I were them, how would I want to be treated?
Well, you treated people incredibly well, and that's not always the case. Now, was there an athlete that treated you well early on?
Matt Kemp.
Matt Kemp. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
Dodgers.
yeah,
I think he played center field or
yeah.
shortstop. I actually just broke my collarbone when I was like 10 or 11, and I met him, and he like there was a bunch of people in line behind me, and he stopped and asked me like how I broke my collarbone, what I was doing, what I played, and meant the world. I was like 8 when that happened. I remember it to this day. So
Pretty awesome. Now you're overcoming another injury, and if you can kind of give me the latest up from what I've overheard,
mhm.
things seem to be going really, really well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't want to put the cart before the horse or anything, but yeah, absolutely. Like just a lot of the I can say a lot of the concern we can say is behind. Now it's just okay. Where can we get from here? How much can we improve? Um, and how little steps back can we take? And fortunately, to this point, there's been no steps back and really big steps forward. So yeah, we'll be in a really good spot come this fall.
Well, I don't want to put the cart before the horse either, but when you talk about some of the bigger issues that could have been out there,
Right,
the longer term issues, how much of a relief is that mentally to know that you can be close or the same as you were
right.
before?
At a ton, you know, it's. I mean, it's a big weight off your chest. You kind of just you want to be able to live healthy and normally. Like outside of the sport, I was thinking like I want to be able to, you know, function with my own kids and think about my own future just day to day. And so then you kind of that's stressful in and of itself. And then you think, okay, I got to go back to playing ball, and that's a whole nother hurdle. But being now I'm comfortable where I can say, okay, I know I can go do what I need to do. I'm healthy enough to go do what I need to do. Let's just keep attacking this thing every day, and then we'll land in a really good spot. But we'll come up for air like in like 10 years, you know, no
Absolutely.
time soon.
Absolutely. That was, I think, the Mamba mentality, wasn't it? Rest at the
Absolutely.
end. I listen to that almost every morning. So as you're coming back from the injury, I heard you, I think, say that you'd been running a little bit
Mhm.
on turf. How big of a step is that?
It's big. It's very indicative of like all the. Sometimes you don't really know why you're doing certain exercises. You're like, what am I even doing this for? And then you get out on the field and you run. You're like, oh, that's where it shows up. So it's cool to be able to see like all the little things I've done in the last 5 months or however long it's been. And now we're just I can run and okay, I see that 10 degrees of range of motion I had to work for 2 weeks for.
Wow.
And now you see it come out on the field and you're like, that's you pushing off your toes. And it's cool. Like it kind of gave me perspective of my own body and like sport performance. So that was like a cool thing. And, but I've enjoyed going through the process.
Pretty awesome. So, timeline is a goofy question, but
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and ask you. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I know you're not going to participate in the spring, I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
think, but do you think you would be full go ready for fall camp?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, I mean, the way things are trending, I don't want to say 100% positive, but like I'm confident if I continue to do the things I do or have been doing and nothing goes way left, I'll be 100% healthy.
Take me back, let's say 3 years ago, when you're transferring to Texas and transferring back to Southern California, and your future just seems so in doubt at that point.
Right,
And you landed at a place like Tennessee that welcomed you with open arms. How
right.
how blessed do you feel that all worked out?
Extremely. I mean, that's part of the reason why I carry myself the way I do, because I'm really grateful. I know that, a lot of guys don't get opportunities, or second chances, or people to, you know, take up, like Coach Heupel. He didn't have to let me on the team or let me come transfer. And he really provided me an opportunity to come. So I just try to show up every day, like thankful, grateful to be here. And that's how I feel. I'm just extremely blessed to be here in Tennessee and at Tennessee, and the people that I'm surrounded with. They've helped me become a better man and change my trajectory. So I'm extremely thankful.
That's impressive because the players that I talked to, because we interviewed Jake Warren and Cooper Mays, said that you showed up first day on campus and you were like uber mature and you were that guy. And I'm just curious, did anything happen before you got to Tennessee where
Mhm.
you decided I'm going to change my mindset?
You know, I'm matured. Um, I've always been a very hard worker, and I've always prided myself at being coachable. But I think like what you said, like the showing up portion, I stopped making it like a showing up and keep showing face. Like you don't want to show up and have to change who you are when you show up. So I want to show up and be myself. And I realized like, okay, well then who do you want your identity to be? What's your brand, or who are you? And I guess that sort of self discovery you go through as like a young man was, for me, it was like I just want to be, exactly like the people I looked up to. For me, it was my grandfather, and um, his big thing was like the judge of what you accomplish in life isn't what you do, how much money you make, or how many games you win. It's like the how well you treat other people. And so that's how I measure my success.
Well, that was on display. You made over 100 people feel really, really good about taking some time with them. Best of luck this year, my man, and hopefully we can visit with you again.
Absolutely.
You keep Cooper in check for me, though. Okay.
Will do.
I mean,
He doesn't need much.
yeah, I mean, I try to chase that guy around to do his weekly podcast. Sometimes he's in Africa with gorillas, and sometimes I'm not even exaggerating. I've got the pictures to prove it,
I know.
but he's all over the place. So if we're gonna hopefully do something, but you stay around Knoxville, fair?
Absolutely.
All right,
Sounds good.
he's Broom McCoy. I'm Dave Hooker. This has been a presentation of Off the Hook Sports.